So today I'm going to review this camera. It's a VanTrue dash camera. It's a dual camera. Ideal if you're a taxi driver or a minicab driver, because it's filming the front and the back of your, the exterior and the interior of your car. So let's go ahead and open up this package, see what we have inside. All right, here we go. Oh, how do I open this one? I guess you just push it. Here we go. All right, VanTrue dash cam. Let's see what do we have inside. Very nice box. Looks like a good quality. All right. So in the box we have a manual. Yeah, just a normal manual. I never read these manuals, to be honest with you. I mean, who does read the manuals? Also, we have a QR code. I presume one of these QR codes it's contain a link to the app that you could use with this camera. Thank you for choosing blah blah blah. Share. Oh, here we go. Share your best video and let's see what it's in here. Share your best video and get the chance to win a free GPS receiver mount. I don't need a GPS receiver mount, so no thank you. Oh yeah, user manual. Here we go. Just a normal user manual. And like I said earlier, I'll probably never read it. Anyway, and here we go. This is the camera that we have here. All right. So it's a dual lens camera, and I presume. Oh, here we go. This is the back of it, and this would be the front of the camera. Let's go ahead and rip off this plastic. Probably the favorite part of my reviews is to rip off the plastic, which embarrassingly I cannot do it now. There we go. That was easy. This is the front camera, and this is the back camera. And the back camera has this is an infrared camera, so it can film in the dark. Later on, I'm gonna take it for a test drive, and I'm gonna show you exactly how this how the quality of the image is. Very small, dark, quite compact, a bit bulky. So I would say, you know, if someone might see it and be tempted to break your window and steal it. Oh, here we go. So the camera in the back, you can rotate it and put it to the angles you want, but it can only go up and down. It doesn't go in left or right. It's a very sturdy camera. The quality looks very the material. It's made from a good quality material. I mean, let's see. Can you open this one? I guess this is where you put the SD card. Or is it here? All right, we'll get to this later. Let's see what else we have. So, all right, let's put this aside. And here we have, let's see, we have the charger. It's not a mini USB, it's just a classic USB charger. Right. We have the suction mount. I'm wondering if you can get the sticky ones. I find the sticky ones less bulky and easier to put in a place. But this looks like a very good quality mount. All right. I guess you can mount this one like this. Here we go. And this is how it would look like normally. right, let's unclip this. With the mount that has a sticky tape is much better because it's also less less visible and less bulky, to be honest. All right, here we go. Oh, this is so right here. It doesn't have too many buttons. It just looks. Let's see. I presume you put the SD card in the back right here. All right. Yeah. I cannot open this thing. Quality of the camera, it's absolutely fantastic. It's very sturdy, very very well built. Looks like a strong, sturdy camera. Also, it cost me about 150 pounds, which is quite expensive. But if you think about it, you get two cameras in one. You get a front camera, and then you get a back camera as well. So let's go through the menu, see what this camera can do. I'm gonna connect it to 12 volt source. We're gonna connect the camera to the power, and let's check it out. The settings. It's very easy to navigate through the settings. On the bottom you have the microphone, and then you have 4 buttons. These are just for the menu. And on the back of the camera you have an emergency button, and then you have OK button, which is basically a button to select things. So let's go into the menu. We just click M. This took us to the menu. So right here in the menu we have system setup and GPS setup. You need a GPS unit to go if you want the GPS setup. But honestly, I never used it before, so personally I don't need it. And the reason for that is because you might incriminate yourself. You know, someone might run into your car, and then you'll take that footage to the police station, and the police will notice that you've been speeding based on the GPS data, and you might get in trouble as well. So we have the GPS setup, and then we have the files. I don't have an SD card in this camera yet. And then we have the record setup. Let's go ahead into the record setup. We click yes, you click OK. And right now this took us into the record setup. The best thing about this camera is that it has a lot more option than your next base camera. So let's take it step by step. Resolution. It offers a wide range of resolution. For example, you have you can choose 1080 to 1920 to 1080 for 30 frames per second, but also you can choose 60 frames per second as well. So you can choose between those two. Let's go back into the menu, and then we have the loop record. You can choose between 1 and 5 minutes. G-sensor, audio recording. If you use this camera in your taxi or private hire vehicle, remember that you have to turn off the audio recording off. It's illegal to use a CCTV camera in a public transport vehicle, which might be a minicab or a taxi, and to record voices. You can only record images, and then the images have to be on a loop recording setup in the camera. Okay, let's go ahead. You have a parking mode as well, and then you have the exposure. For example, if you're driving a lot in the nighttime, you can use the exposure to get a better quality of the image. The best thing is also that about this camera is that you can add your license plate number. So if you click OK, then right here you can type in your license plate. I guess it might be useful, especially if you're using it for if you're driving a commercial vehicle. It's an option that is quite useful. All right, and then let's go ahead and then stamp. Let's go ahead and so right here on the stamp menu, you can choose what you want to have on your video. You can have date and time setup. You can have a logo stamp, number plate, speed stamp, or GPS location stamp. Personally, I would just go with the time and the date stamp. I might also get the GPS location as well. like I said, I don't want the speed stamp, because, you know, in case of an accident, you can incriminate yourself. I'm not saying that you should speed up through the city or do something stupid. I just don't want to have the speed stamp on the image. All right, let's go back into the menu. Let's see if we have anything else. Rotate the display. You can put the display upside down, depends where you set up the camera. Time lapse. The brilliant thing about this camera, instead of recording, you can choose to set up the camera to take time lapse. So you can choose to have you can choose between 1 second and I think it's 1 minute. Yeah, so you can take a picture every minute or every second, and then you can create a video with those pictures. And I don't know how that can be useful if you use your because if you're using the setup, if you're using the time-lapse mode, you might miss out important things when you get into a car accident, or if you're involved in a car accident. That's it with record setup. Let's go ahead. System setup. Let's check this out as well. So from the system, you can choose your language. You can choose the format. You can set up the time and date. And then you can set up how long you want the LCD, when you want the LCD to go off. So use probably, for example, you can choose between 3 and 5 minutes. So the screen can stay on for a minute or 5 minutes, depends how you want to choose it. All right, let's go back. What else? Oh yeah, if you want to if you like to hear a noise when you go through the menu, you might want to check out this device sound. What is this? Non-use auto power off. Frequency, I have no idea what this is. And then this is system info, and then system restart. So this is it with the menu of the camera. Now let's go ahead and test it on the road. We're going to test it on daytime. We're going to test it on the nighttime, and we are also going to test this infrared camera to see what's the quality of it. In the past, I had what was it called? Transcend Drive Pro 550, which was similar. It was a bit bigger, but it also had the infrared camera. But that camera was absolutely pointless. All right, let's go ahead on the road. So first, we're going to test the camera that films outside the vehicle. Like you can see here, it's quite sunny outside. It's a really good weather. The image is very clear. It's very crisp. I can read the license plate to the car in front of me, to the car that is passing me, and also to the cars on the side. It's a really good quality image, I would say. So yeah, in the daytime on a good weather, this films very good. Next, we're gonna see how the camera films inside the vehicle during the nighttime. So this is the quality of the video inside the vehicle. This is filmed with the infrared camera. Infrared is very discreet. It's very it doesn't illuminate that much, but when you go back and you're looking at the video, you can see that there is a big difference in the quality of the video. You could clearly see the faces of someone that sits on the back seat. Right there on the back seat, I have my jacket, and as you can see, you can clearly see that there is a jacket over there. Outside, well, right here I'm traveling on the motorway, which is illuminated, but in the next clip we're gonna see how it works when it's absolutely zero light outside. So we're gonna go when I'm driving on a motorway with no lights, no street lights. And right here I'm entering into a zone where there are no street lights outside, so it is basically zero light outside. As you can see here, the interior of the car is still very well illuminated with infrared. You can still see very good what's inside, and if there is an incident inside the vehicle, you could see it quite well. The camera is not pointed at me right there; it's my bald head. So the camera is pointed right to the back of the car. You could not see the driver's face that well, but you know, you can adjust the camera and you can see it much better. Okay, so this is how it looks like on during the nighttime, when it's light outside and when it's when there are no street light outside. So you can see this camera has a very good quality. All right, so next we're gonna go in the daytime. So I'm gonna film from the front, which is the most important thing. And finally, the last part of the video, I'm gonna show you how this camera works outside. Like you can see here, there is plenty of light outside. This is in the city. You could still see the license plates of the cars in front of you, but if the car travels too fast, you won't be able to see it. Like for example, on these two cars here, like if I freeze the frame, I would still be able to read the license plate. However, if the cars are going too fast, like I said, it's almost impossible to catch it. It's still good. The quality of the camera during the nighttime, it's still very, very good for the price that I paid. I think this camera was about 150 pounds or something. Anyway, I'm just going to attach a link to Amazon if you want to buy it. So yeah, so this is my test for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.